That's what I was going to say is, I kind of think, see, Trump's only continuing a war that we've already been funding for years. It's not like he necessarily, like, just, like, started this out of the blue. He did! It's been going for years. We've been funding Israel for years now. When Trump's first term...
Yeah, but you didn't hear anything about it before this.
Obama fucking did more for Israel than fucking Trump did.
Where did you see this?
And Trump issuing direct
He did.
threats to Iran, the Middle
Obama
East is
did a
now
lot for
staring
Israel.
at the brink
Way more
of
than this.
all-out regional war.
I think Obama gave him iron milk. I'm not sure.
Doubt it. He also said that president was president until 1995.
The Red Sea is on fire. Yemen's Houthi forces have unleashed a brutal wave of missile and drone attacks, targeting U.S. warships and Israel, escalating the crisis into a full-fledged warlike situation.
But they want to keep funding the war. They
In a
want to keep
chilling
getting our funding.
escalation,
Yeah, they're not actually funding the war, though. I'm sure they're getting kickback on all that money. They're not putting it all towards the war. They're fucking putting it on. The leaders are putting it
The
in their
Israeli
pocket.
military intercepted a
You
missile
don't need billions to fund
launched
a fucking
from
war.
Yemen
Yeah, right.
before it could reach Israeli airspace. Explosions blocked
Especially
the
when we're
night
giving
sky
you your
over
weapons. What else do
Jerusalem,
you need?
likely the
Yeah, right.
sound of Israeli interceptor missiles destroying the incoming threat. There were no immediate claims from the Houthis, but the attack followed
The
an
Houthis?
immediate strike on Israeli
Huh?
using a Palestine II hypersonic ballistic missile.
No, that's not
Major
other shit.
escalation
Not on this.
beyond the Red Sea. Houthi officials previously vowed
So the
to
Houthis
attack
are, I think, the
Israel's
evil
offensive
ones.
in Gaza, raising
The Houthis
fears
are the people that live in
long-range
Gaza.
missile attacks could follow.
But they're in Iran.
In
Gaza's
support
in
and
Iran,
defense of
right?
the oppressed Palestinian
I
people,
don't think so.
and in response to the massacres committed by the criminal
Palestinian,
Zionist
Houthis are- I
enemy
think
against
they're
our brothers in the
They're
Gaza Strip,
Zionist.
the missile force of the
Gaza.
Yemeni armed forces carried out a special military
Let's see what this
operation.
is.
We
I
do
think they
have
were
Air Force One
fighting
there.
Palestinians, but not Iran.
What?
I think before Israel's been fighting Palestinian in Gaza for years, but I don't think they're fighting fucking Iran.
I'm not sure.
I think if they've been fighting Palestinians, but not Iran. I don't know. I have to look it up. I'm not driving.
Let's bring them in now.
I think the whole fucking
In the
thing is
Middle East.
There's a lot of places, and they said that the places they found, they went and hid the fucking nuclear weapons. So you guys didn't even fucking accomplish what you wanted to, I thought.
Oh, somebody leaked some secrets
But,
to CNN. No, this is an AI. Well, this
yeah,
guy's AI.
No, they said the CNN is bullshit. I seen the black
Oh,
and
the
blue
leak-
twins posting it.
The leaked footage of
Yeah, they
what,
said it was straight fucking all
which
lies.
was supposed to be confidential.
Yeah, they said it was
Oh,
all
headshot.
lies what CNN
Let
posted.
it fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop.
That is sometimes strong language.
Strong language. Everyone's so
All
like,
bullshit.
Trump ended the 12-day war, and now Europe's calling him daddy. And daddy likes it.
Yeah.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy.
Tato loves Daddy Trump.
Do you regard your NATO allies
When it
as
splits, you
your
wanna get it
children?
right.
no, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No?
Do you
He did
like-
it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
The media said daddy was going to leave the family. But look at him front and center in the family photo. They
They're
said he was
talking
gonna
about
abandon
NATO. Oh, he is
But
front and
America
center of the
first. Doesn't
NATO
leave America
photo.
alone. And now the Europeans
Yeah, everyone
can't
in
stop
NATO
saying,
really
thank you,
shit.
daddy.
You're a man
I
of
mean,
strength,
maybe.
but you're also a man
They
of
have
peace.
midnight, right?
And the
No,
fact
no,
that you
no.
are now also
No,
successful
no,
in getting
no.
this ceasefire done
This is what we
between
did
Israel
last
and
time.
Iran.
No, baby, this is a different
I
highway.
think this is important for the
And
whole
you
world.
can't get to Adrian,
Then
so
on
you have to
spending,
get up on
it's
Manheim.
absolutely
We did
true.
this
I
last
want
time,
to
it's
state
gonna
here
force us to
without-
go here.
Making them spend more money. Happy wife, happy
What?
life. But Trump, like a
It's
gentleman,
the same
says
thing.
it's all about the guys in the
Different highway,
cockpit.
babe.
The pilots did an unbelievable job.
Don't
like
bitch when we
nobody's
have
ever
to
seen.
see
They hit pay
$3.
dirt. You see where the I guess
Hey,
you probably like to go at the wound.
if anything,
See where the
we,
wound is.
our military got our pilots got a good military exercise, and I guess we tested a new bomb, and we know it works.
I still don't agree with that shit.
We know the bunker. We know the
I
bunker.
don't care what you say. I
Made
don't
them
agree
look
with it
bad.
still.
And now they look really good again.
I mean, our pilots got some
37-hour
experience.
flight,
Years.
13,000 miles above the ground, and they hit a target the size of a
They
wall.
say
Killing
death to
innocent
Americans.
people.
Instead of
Who
lining up
cares? So
interviews
does
with these
everybody.
heroes,
So does
CNN
Americans.
saying
Kill
they
them.
missed, and the bombs were duds.
Look at
Have you
LA.
ever heard of an American
Burning
bomb
American
that didn't
flags. The
work?
pictures need them up
If that
here.
CNN's
is
trying to say the
American
bomb were
made,
duds.
It's going off. We dropped these bunker busters into the
Look
ventilation
at LA.
shaft.
They say that's
These
America.
suckers
Burning
slid down
American
the
flags
shaft
and they get let
untouched
go.
and detonated in the middle
One of the
of
people
lab.
running for mayor
They
is like
basically slid a stick of dynamite down
Arab.
a chimney. And the media is claiming
What,
the
for
living
LA?
room's still intact.
No, New York.
This was an unbelievable hit by genius pilots and genius people in the military.
Genius.
And they're not being given credit for it because we have scum that's in this group.
The fuck
Not
is
all of
this?
you are. You're some great reporters, but you have
No,
scum.
go behind him. Go behind
CNN
him.
is scum.
Babe, go behind him.
MSDNC is scum.
Okay,
The
fuck.
New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And what
I
they've
can
done
see
is
him,
they're trying to
John.
make this
Calm
unbelievable
down.
victory into something less.
The fuck,
The
dude?
original word that I use, I guess it got us
Stop
in trouble.
acting like I don't know how to
because it's a
fucking.
Fact, the conversion facility, which you can't do a nuclear weapon
Oh,
without a
look, there's an
conversion
accident
facility.
or something.
You can't. We can't
No,
even
they're
find
doing
where it is,
construction.
what used to be
Oh,
on the
there's an
map.
accident.
You can't even find where it used to be because the whole thing is just blackened out. It's
Oh,
done.
God.
wiped out.
It's wiped out. Then we dropped
What are we
12
doing
of the
all this?
strongest bombs on the planet, right down the
Shit,
hole.
they got
Two
more
places.
important streets like
Everything
one
underneath
for their
that house
house.
is in bad shape.
After Operation Midnight
This shit
Hammer,
wasn't even that
we thought
bad,
we'd have to be
was
defending
it?
ourselves against the Iranian
This wasn't even
attack.
that bad.
No, they're
But
moving
instead,
the
we're defending
highway.
ourselves against
Where?
CNN attack.
Oh,
The
yeah.
instinct,
No, they're no,
the instinct of
they're making
CNN,
another
the
lane here or
instinct of the
something.
New York Times is to try to find a way to
Something
spin
to do
it
with this highway that
for
goes
their own
over.
political reasons to try to
Funny,
hurt
right?
President Trump or our country. They don't care what
They
the
could be
troops
doing
think.
much
They don't
better
care what the
streets
world
like going
thinks.
to their house
They
that
want to
This is-
spin
this
it
is the
to try to
state.
make him look bad based on a leak. All of the evidence of what was just bombed,
This has
like
nothing to do
12,
with the city.
30,000-pound bombs, is buried under a mountain,
Right.
devastated and
No, I
obliterated.
don't want to
So if you
You're
want to make an
not.
assessment
I'm
of what
watching.
happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel
You're like,
and
it's
go
over,
really
it's too
deep
late.
because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated.
We basically threw grenades into a rabbit hole. And CNN is saying there wasn't any damage because they can't see underground. Tulsi Gabbard says this: new intelligence confirms what POTUS has stated numerous times.
Who's POTUS?
Iran's nuclear facilities have been destroyed.
It's like a.
If the Iranians chose to rebuild,
For what?
it would likely take years to do. The CIA and the International Energy Agency both say we landed knockout strikes, and it would take the regime years to rebuild. And Israeli intelligence, who kind of have Iran wired, say bullseye. Now, if the bombs didn't work, don't you think Netanyahu would be on the phone with Trump begging the B-2s to circle back around?
Yeah.
Israel already has spies combing through the rubble.
Israel's going to be telling us very soon because Bibi is going to have people involved in that whole situation. We hear it was obliteration. It was a virtual obliteration. When you take a look at the ground above, don't forget the flame is all underground. But everything above, if you look at the before and the after picture, everything above is burned black. The trees, everything. I believe it was total obliteration. I believe they didn't have a chance to get anything out because we acted fast.
You can tell there was a uranium fire inside the
See how the
site because
highway's
the
off
top
here?
of the
Yeah,
mountain
highway's
changed
off here.
color
Yeah,
after the
they're
blast.
building a whole nother part
The
of
same
highway
people
over here.
who were saying the bunker busters didn't blow up are the ones who said Trump was a Russian agent. COVID didn't come from a lab, and Hunter's laptop was fake. But the reporter who keeps getting it wrong keeps getting promoted. See what CNN's business model is? When you're wrong, you get a raise. Trump says Natasha Bertrand should be fired.
They knew this day was coming. A drone so advanced, so dangerously affordable, that the government started whispering about pulling it from the internet entirely. But the secret's already out. It's called Ghost Wing, and it's rewriting the rules of the skies.
Those
Benji-
fans are paying for me, so don't listen to them.
This is St. Charlie.
No, I don't.
Tasha Burntron should be fired and thrown out of the building like a dog.
No.
But even if Trump thinks you're a dog, he'll still answer your question.
That's a lot of questions. Who's a nice person? Oh, you're not a nice person, but I'll let you ask one. Go ahead. What's he going to ask? He is not nice at all. I know him well.
Whichever traitor in the Pentagon leaked this half-baked, day-old, flimsy assessment based on a single satellite photo, Rubio is ready to smoke him out.
These leakers are professional staffers. That's what they are. They go out and they read this stuff and then they tell you what it says. Against the law, but they characterize it for you in a way that's absolutely false. There's no way Iran comes to the table somehow nothing had happened. This was complete and total obliteration. They're in bad shape.
I think he's the person
Now
that makes
Cash and
deals with
Bongino
other countries.
have launched a mole hunt.
Oh, Bangino.
I am told by the FBI the leak already is being investigated, and it absolutely should
No,
be,
she's
because
only like
this was
24.
a top secret
Oh, really?
intelligence
She's the
analysis that
youngest,
very few
person,
people
yeah,
in the United
president.
States government
Oh,
had
wow.
access to see.
She's actually good, too.
He's the speaker,
I like
right?
how, yeah, I like how she answers questions.
Punishment
I didn't
for
speak
treason?
very. They
Death
seem to
penalty.
get the most
Now,
retarded,
you don't leak
fucking
faulty
dumb orange
intel
head
during
bitch
a
they
war
can find.
that undermines
the old
American
one?
military
The orange
capability.
head girl.
Yeah,
Unlike the
Obama's. Or
Supreme
not
Court
Obama's,
leaker, we better find this guy.
She
Biden.
was dumb
Tomorrow at 8
as
o'clock in the
answering
morning,
questions. She didn't even
Secretary
answer the
Hegseth and
questions.
top
She was
military
going
brass
around
are holding a
She
press
at least
conference.
fucking answers
Fox will have
questions
the
and
vibe.
she treats people
The
too.
Ayatollah
Yeah,
has
right.
been missing for a week.
Right.
He went underground
She's
and hasn't
definitely
been
gonna have
heard
a
from
good job
since.
after Trump.
The ceasefire is still holding,
Someone's
and
gonna hire
Trump's
her for
teasing
a good job.
negotiations
Oh, yeah.
to lock in a truce. The question is,
I really
who's
like
daddy
her.
going to negotiate with? Click here
They
to
ask stupid
subscribe to the Fox
questions, like,
News
she says the
YouTube
funniest
page
shit.
to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.
Let's see what else we got. Diddy. Diddy did. What did he do?
Breaking news tonight.
This
The
bitch.
Fucking
Diddy
witch.
defense to keep
She's a
Hitler
fucking
blocking
witch.
Kanye away from the Diddy jury. This as Diddy.
Oh, Kanye West tried going back?
The gamble of a
This is probably
lifetime.
old.
Betting
No, this is from a few hours ago.
Rolling out a single defense witness to defend him in front of that
Who,
jury.
Kanye West?
Then
He's
you
real
Diddy
stupid to want to
defense.
defend
Wait
him.
for it. Blame Iran.
What?
That's the Diddy defense.
What the fuck?
Blame
Wait, what?
Iran.
What?
They're the real
No
threat.
way.
Stay out of Diddy's bedroom.
Diddy's blaming Iran?
Okay. Good evening.
what?
I'm Nancy Grace. This is my
I don't know. Let's hear. Diddy's apparently blaming Iran for whatever he's got going ahead.
Babe, I think this shit's fake.
No, it's real, this bitch. You can tell by her fake plastic surgery.
It doesn't mean she's real.
Joining us
She's a
live
real
at the
person.
courthouse, Tisa Tells, investigator
Right, I'm
and
saying
star
what
of
she's
News
saying is
on
fake
YouTube. She's been
news.
in the courtroom from the get-go, along with our Sydney Sumner Crime Stories investigative reporter. Tisa, what a day in the courtroom. Is it true Sean Combs has decided,
Hey.
in his wisdom, not
Let's get
to
out.
call a single defense witness?
Not only has he decided not to call it
So
single
he's blaming Iran?
he is not saying
How
that
does
his
that have
daily
anything to do with it?
Wait, listen.
reading well, his attorneys reading text
Get off
messages
here.
have part of this has been the ultimate witness. Calling these probably the votes running around the world.
Right here, right here, right here.
And in less than a couple of weeks, interestingly enough, after Juror 6 got kicked off, now they don't even want to call anybody to the stand. Not one accountant.
I think he's
not
already
one
got a
attorney,
mistrial by the
not
jury
one
getting kicked off.
Very
It doesn't matter.
interesting
They put
timing.
in a replacement jury.
Yeah, but I think you can still.
They're not going to go
This
through
is the
all
cutting
that
edge
time
portable
and then
Wi-Fi
take out a
hotspot
jury
that people
because
wish
of
they
where
found out about.
live, and then the trial starts all over again.
Nah.
That's insane to do to the fucking victims and all that.
I think he's gonna get the mistrial.
Oh, he ain't.
I think he's
If
already
he
got.
does in this
I mean,
fucking
I've never
justice-
heard of a juror.
This justice system fucking is sickening.
I've never heard of a juror like getting kicked off and not being a
Yeah, and
mistrial.
you've never heard of
I never
all
heard
the
of a
shit
juror
you've
being
heard in his
replaced.
shit either.
I never heard of a juror getting replaced.
No, yeah, because it usually has cameras in court.
Stay up to
People's
Eric
court dates
Faddis
are 8
joining
weeks
us, a
long.
trial lawyer, TV legal analyst, founding partner
And
of
you don't
Varner
see it when
Faddis,
him being able to
elite
pick his
legal
jury.
former felony prosecutor.
I didn't even know you were
Faddis,
able to do that.
That is
Yeah,
a
both sides get
big
to pick or
gamble.
dismiss.
Now I said on day one, I
No,
think
you-
you fought with me
you
about
can't
this.
fucking
the
ask them.
always
It's like an interview jury. That's
4 weeks
crazy.
of testimony. It's
I never
going to
heard
be
of that.
grueling. Then suddenly it's 2 weeks.
You have-
Now it's
No.
2 days.
I haven't.
And in the last hours,
Those
it's
guys had
nothing.
no headlights
They're
like the
putting
one
up
guy that
nothing.
Yeah,
That's
watch
a
out.
very big gamble. It's a gamble of a lifetime for Sean Combs.
The gamble of a
Maybe
lifetime.
you got
bold
accident
move for
twice
sure.
on
I
the
mean, I
street.
think a lot of people were
I almost
expecting
died right there.
kind of a counter
that was
narrative
your
from the
reaction,
defense
was it?
in this case. It sounds like we're pretty much not going to hear that.
not a good
What it looks like is the contending.
How the hell did they go across
has the
traffic?
burden here.
You had to go over
They're-
the...
They have failed woefully, according to the defense, and this really doesn't.
I don't know how
need
they're
to do
blaming
anything
Iran.
more. They've established what they need to through cross-examination.
Wait,
through,
what? No, it happened in the
highlighting some of these
intersection.
text
Great,
messages
but
that they
how
show-
there's
that they say show
There's
connection.
no, there's no thing
And
back there. The
they're
intersection
gonna
behind
kind of give it
us.
over to this jury in about a day or so.
Eric
Straight,
Faddis.
baby.
Let me see
Yeah.
Faddis. Faddis.
I'll
Of
tell you when to
course,
turn.
There's going to be a huge,
Right.
long,
Yeah, but you're gonna go over the
extremely
bridge.
painful and boring
You're gonna go over a
charge
hill before you
conference.
do.
The charge conference occurs just before closing arguments. And in a charge conference,
Those
both
mountains would be
sides,
scary,
state
but it
and
would be
defense,
nice to get a
submit
cabin there.
jury charges to
Where?
the judge. What are jury
Tennessee, but
charges?
I'm too
Those
scared
are
to
the
go back.
instructions
No, we gotta
where
go
the
back.
judge literally reads the
I should've
law
got shirts,
verbatim to
Maybe
the
I got
jury,
points
the
by
law
spoiled
by
milk.
which they are to
Yeah,
judge
yeah,
this
you're
case.
getting
They'll
cheap
get a
and they
charge
wanna
on
stop.
sex trafficking. They'll get a charge on coercion. They'll get a charge on
I don't have nothing to
everything
show
that Sean
besides
Combs
puke
is charged
for that
with.
trip.
They'll get a charge on
Oh, and we
reasonable
got the two
doubt,
magnets.
presumption of
Yeah.
innocence. Every permutation
Should've
of
had
the
a shirt
law
from one of
that
those
can
little
apply
stores.
to
I wish we would've
this
parked
case
and walked in
on
all those little
credibility.
stores.
The burden is on the state.
Right.
They'll also get a charge
I wish we would've parked
status
and walked
on
around all
the
those little
defendant's
stores.
right
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
remain
We could have.
silent.
No, I wanted to.
And they're
You
going to be
want to.
told
You didn't
if
want
the
to.
defendant
You
doesn't
didn't.
testify,
I wanted
do
to.
not hold that against him. Okay? We all know that's coming. But the reality, Faddis, the reality is when the defense stands up and says,
Yeah, Trump
Your Honor,
shirts too at
the
the
defense
place.
rests in front of the jury, they're going to be going like, what? He's not going to take the stand?
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, thumbs
You know
up.
they're thinking that, Faddis.
Without question, that's got to be going on in these jurors' minds. Look, they're going to get this instruction that says, hey, Diddy
Yeah.
has a constitutional right not to testify, and if he elects to exercise
I
his
can't
right,
believe he's
the
not
jury
testifying.
cannot hold that against him. Jurors are human beings, though. You know, think about if a parent has 2 kids and there's cookies missing from the cookie jar. You want to hear from both kids. You want to hear both sides. You want to hear sort of some reasons and any sort of corroborative evidence that supports either side. But in a courtroom, it's just a different scenario. And Diddy is not going to testify. It would be perilous for him to do that.
You're gonna make
And
so
so will
loud.
these jurors be able to follow that instruction and not somehow hold that against Diddy, saying, hey, I want to
Hold
hear
it, baby,
from that
oil.
guy. I want to hear his story.
It's so weird.
Hey,
You know
Johnson
what?
and
They should
Johnson.
just use lube.
He's
The
telling the
fuck
truth.
So many
baby
people-
oil.
Why
I
doesn't
never
he
used
take the
baby oil
stand?
my
What does he
entire
have
life.
to
I never
fear?
even thought to
Now,
use
of
baby
course,
oil.
So many people are never
argue
going to
that
look
to
at
jury.
Johnson and Johnson the
That would
same
be
ever
Literally.
again.
Eric.
Make
You
it
can
right.
I never want to see
comment
fucking baby
or
oil again.
allusion to him
You
invoking
put
his
that on
right
a
to remain
fucking
silent
baby, not a
is
fucking your
reversible
fucking cock.
error if the state does it. Now, the defense will be able to argue. Now, remember, jury, you absolutely cannot hold it against him that he didn't testify. He has no burden, and he didn't need to testify. You know why? Because the state didn't prove their case.
I wonder if
That
Kanye
is what
went
they're
to
going to be
Freak
arguing.
Offs.
Put money on it. Go ahead, make book.
I wonder if
But
Kanye's
here's
went
the
to
thing:
Freak
Tisa
Offs.
Tell's joining me outside the courthouse.
I
You can
don't
find
know.
her at Tisa Tells on YouTube. Tisa, of course, the defendant.
I'm surprised he
does
didn't
not
go there in his
testify,
fucking
and the
KKK
jury's gonna
robe.
hear
That
that.
would've
Yeah,
been
he's
funny as
KKK robe.
Instructions. But
Shows
why
up
not
there in his
the
little
defense?
fucking
Why
robe.
not the
Swastika.
same one? Why not she come for
Swastika
the
necklace
defense?
and shirt.
If
Kanye
Cora
Power.
has nothing to hide, why
No,
did she
he's
come
actually
on
known by the
Sean
name of
Combs?
Ye now.
Why
He's no
did
longer.
she not
God
come into
forbid
the state?
fucking a white person
So
wears that.
where
We're
are
going to
all
jail.
of these
Hey, he's
other
known as Ye
witnesses
now. He's no
that have
longer
been part
Kanye
of
West.
this
He's Ye.
Why did he
scenario?
change his name?
Where
I
are
don't
they?
know.
It's weird.
Exactly. See, here's the thing. Diddy still
Does that
acts like
sound
he's
white or
controlling
something?
everything, and he can snap his